One very prominent alpha male red pill guru said that you are either fighting against the matrix or you're fighting against your own mind. And he suggested that you should fight against the matrix, because if you fight against your own mind, you might end up becoming depressed. But what this guy does not realize is matrix is derived from the concept of Maya. Maya is a concept of Vedas and Upanishads. What Maya means is this external reality, this three-dimensional world of mortality is a magical lie, is just an illusion. This environment of yours, your own personal reality, is nothing but just an extension of your own mind. This is the reason why it is called as illusion. So if you overcome your mind, if you take charge of your mind, you are automatically taking charge of Maya, taking charge of the matrix. So you do not have to fight the matrix. You do not have to go against the entire government systems. You do not have to talk loudly on the internet. You do not have to be this activist, men right activist or female right activist, whatever. You just have to realize that matrix or Maya is an extension of your own mind. If you do not realize this, and if you just listen to these red pill gurus, all they are going to do is fill you with rage, fill you with anger, fill you with resentment towards other people, towards the world, towards women. It is going to give you all sorts of negative emotions. And the body keeps score of all these negative emotions. Your body is a part of your mind. And it is going to store all the negative emotions that you're getting from these red pill ideologies. And hence, one day you're suddenly going to have a panic attack and you're not going to understand why. Because all your life, you have pretended to be an alpha male. You have pretended to be a very strong guy. You have pretended to be a very strong competitor. You're getting girls, you're getting money, you're climbing the corporate ladder. You see this world as a very fierce competition between a player versus player, and you just try to become the best player of this entire world. And still, you are inflicted with mental health issues and panic attacks. All because you have gave in to this stupid red pill ideology. The red pill ideology teaches you to ignore your mind, teaches you to focus on the matrix. This is the most stupid thing that I have ever heard of. It is literally saying to you, do not focus on your mind, do not focus on your emotions, do not focus on your thought processes, just focus on the external circumstances. Just consider all of those external circumstances as your enemy and start fighting against them. That is only going to create more problems for you. Because the more attention you pay towards the external world, the more negative emotions you're going to impress within your own subconscious mind. The more negative mental imagery you are going to impress in your own subconscious mind. And subconscious mind only knows the language of feelings and mental imagery. If you're impressing negative feelings, negative mental imagery in your subconscious mind is going to attract more negative circumstances towards you. This is the way how subconscious mind works. Because the subconscious mind is a spark of divinity. It's a spark of the cosmic consciousness. There is only one thing in this universe. This universe that you perceive to be so physical and so material is actually immaterial. It is completely spiritual and mental. There is only one thing in this entire existence, and that is spirit. Everything that you can perceive through your five senses or you can feel as an energetic form is a manifestation of that one spirit. Hence, universe is spiritual. The reason why I say that universe is mental is because your subconscious mind is a spark of that spirit. So if you learn to write new programs in your subconscious mind, you are directly communicating with that one spirit, with that one divine cosmic consciousness. and you're literally going to get anything that you want out of your life, including freedom from panic attacks. This is the number one principle of emotion pill, not the red pill. Red pill teaches you to discard your feelings. Red pill teaches you to say things like emotion is only for females. But emotion pill recognizes how powerful human mind and emotion can be. This is the number one principle of emotion pill. The universe is immaterial. It is spiritual and mental. And the number two principle of emotion pill is feeling is the secret of creating the life of your dreams. A Western spiritual leader of 20th century named Neville Goddard had an entire book about this. Feeling is the secret. If you learn how to cultivate positive feelings, positive elevated emotions, you can literally create, attract any wonderful circumstances in your life. Right now, you are a magnet for crappy situations, because if you just close your eyes for at least 10 minutes, you are going to see that your mind, your body is filled with negative feelings. So that's your dominant state. Of course, you're going to attract more crappy situations, because whatever you're feeling, that you're going to attract. So learn how to feel amazing. And I will teach you how to feel amazing on command. You do not have to rely on any external circumstance, because as I've already told you, external reality is a maya, is a magical lie. It's just projection from your own subconscious mind. Take charge of your subconscious mind, and you will be able to take charge of every external circumstance in your life. Your body is a part of your physical reality as well. So if you take charge of your subconscious mind, you are literally going to reinvent your body. You're not going to wake up with heart palpitation. You're not going to wake up with sweating from your face, with knot in your throat, with knot in your stomach. You are going to feel amazing. You're going to wake up feeling refreshed and brand new, simply because you have learned how to tap into the power of your own subconscious mind, connect with that one spirit, and attract every wonderful circumstance in your life. I was red pilled when I was training to become a doctor in a medical school in Nepal. But then I had a panic attack. And none of these red pill concepts like stoicism, hypergamy, monkey branching, emotion is only for females, you should only be logical in your approach towards living your life. None of these things actually helped me to overcome my panic attacks. So, as a very curious person, I naturally started to study emotions. I started to study about the power of human mind, about consciousness, about the true essence of religion, about spirituality. And that is when I studied about Eastern spiritual mystics. And I even studied people like Neville Goddard and Joe Dispenza, who specifically focus on the manifestation aspect of spirituality. And from them, I have distilled down these two principles. And out of these two principles, there are three meditative steps in order to connect with that divine spirit, in order to write new programs in your subconscious mind, in order to change your life, in order to gain absolute freedom from panic attacks, in order to create any wonderful circumstance that you want in your life. And the first step of meditation process is Yoga Nidra. I have a link on the description box down below on how to properly do Yoga Nidra, so check that out. Right now, you're watching me on a phone or a tablet or a computer, and you're producing beta waves in your brains. When you do Yoga Nidra meditation, your brain starts to produce slow, coherent, beautiful alpha waves and theta waves. Alpha waves helps your brain to visualize things clearly. It helps your brain to become very creative with its imagination. And when your brain is producing theta waves, the door between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind is wide open. Your conscious mind helps you to imagine things, and your subconscious mind is the deeper mind, is the mind that needs to be changed, is the mind that needs to be impressed with positive mental imagery and feelings so that your life, so that your physical reality will change. And under theta waves, this can happen very easily. When your brain is producing theta waves, you become very suggestible to your own visualization. You will be able to accept your visualization, believe your visualization, and surrender to whatever you have imagined in your visualization as if it is the truth. So the first step is relaxation through yoga nidra. Now, the second step is visualizing. Imagine, now you start to imagine that you are already the person that you desire to become, and you're already doing the things that you want to do. So start to imagine that you're a calm, happy, relaxed, joyful, empowered version of yourself. And start to imagine what are the things you're going to do in your world now that you have become this upgraded version of yourself. Are you going to talk to people in a very confident manner without having this thought in your head, oh my God, when am I going to have another panic attack again? Start to visualize that. Start to visualize that you are now going to the places and events that previously used to trigger your panic attacks. And now visualize that you are confidently talking to people with your chest out. You can notice in your visualization that your breathing rate has slowed down. You can imagine that you're taking your pulse rate and it is just 70. It's probably 100 plus right now if you're inflicted with anxiety and panic attacks. Provide all the sensory vividness to your imaginary scenario. Right now, if you're avoiding coffee and stimulating agents because you're inflicted with panic attacks, start to smell the aroma of coffee and drink coffee in your imaginary scenario and say to yourself, oh my God, finally, I have healed my panic attacks and finally I can drink coffee again. Right now, if you're avoiding dating, start to date amazing, romantic, wonderful partner in your visualization. Start to touch their hair. Start to kiss them. Start to smell their perfume. Start to hear them compliment you on how powerful, on how peaceful of a human being you are. Start to say to your friends and family, guys, you do not have to worry about me anymore. I don't go to therapy sessions. I don't buy anxiety medications. I do not have anxiety and panic attacks anymore. I'm completely fine. And start to hear your friends and family say to you, oh my God, you're so peaceful and so relaxed these days. Your outlook on life has completely changed. What's your secret? Maybe start to teach your friends and family about this wonderful secret in your imaginary scenario. Whatever you have imagined in this visualization scenario needs to signify to your subconscious mind that now you have actually upgraded to a different version of yourself. Now you're living a life free from panic attacks. Now everything in your life is wonderful. When you do that and provide all the sensory vividness to your imaginary scenario, your brain starts to lose its distinguishing ability between what an imagined act is and what an experience that you have in this three-dimensional reality is. So start to take advantage of this wonderful property of your brain. Your brain will start to create neural networks that reflect like whatever you have imagined is actually happening to you in real time. How cool is that? Now the third step is mental rehearsal. Start to mentally rehearse this imaginary scenario over and over and over again. With enough mental rehearsal, these neural networks become hard, set, and permanent. And they are going to send a rush of chemicals down your body. These chemicals are going to create feelings in your body. Feelings that are equivalent to whatever you have imagined. You have imagined that you are now a completely upgraded version of yourself who is free from panic attacks and whose life is wonderful. So, of course, you are going to feel the equivalent emotions of joy, gratitude, empowerment, and confidence. We have this stupid idea, especially in Red Pill, that in order to feel joy, in order to feel gratitude, we need to await success or healing or some form of validation from the external reality. But no, when you are creating your life from this wonderful human imagination, By understanding these two principles, that the universe is immaterial and feeling is the secret, the first thing that you must do is embrace the emotions of your imagination. When you start to embrace the emotion of your imagination, your healing begins. That is the moment your panic attack will start to disappear. Now, the only thing that you need to get really good at is being able to sustain these elevated emotions of joy, gratitude, empowerment. Because right now, you can just sustain the emotion of anxiety, worries, and concern for no reason. Nothing in your life needs to happen for you to feel this emotion of anxiety. Because what you have done for a very long period of time is practice imagining the worst case scenarios of your life and consciously or unconsciously embrace the emotion of those imaginary scenarios. Now, I have given you the tools, this 3-step tool, to just do the opposite. Start imagining the best possible case of your life and start to embrace the emotion of that imaginary scenario. And I have already told you, and even Neville Goddard, who is a Western spiritual teacher of 20th century, said that feeling is going to breathe life into your imaginary scenario. With these elevated emotions, all your visualization will start to materialize into your 3-dimensional experience. How cool is that? But it's not even about giving life to your visualization. You now have a very strong tool to just feel the emotion of gratitude, joy, empowerment, happiness on command without any validation from the external world. Please use this in order to completely change your life. And when you do that, all of your visualization will come to you in a very unexpected manner, because that is the way of your subconscious mind. It is going to give you everything that you have visualized and felt, but it is going to happen in the most unexpected manner. So the only thing that you must do is embrace the emotions of your desired imagination, and you will change your life. You will completely overcome your panic attacks. So the first thing that you should not do right now after watching this video is give power, give attention to the external circumstances, because I've already told you that your external circumstance, that your external physical reality is just an extension of your own mind. It's just a maya, it's just an illusion. It's just a projection from your subconscious mind. Your state of mind is bad, your state of subconscious mind is negative. So of course you are going to attract all the negative circumstances towards you. So if you start to give attention to external negative circumstance, you are going to impress more negative feelings, more negative mental imagery in your mind, in your deeper mind, in your subconscious mind, and more tragic circumstances will be coming towards you. It's a vicious cycle. You need to break free of this cycle by realizing that all of this external circumstance, all of your external physical reality is a maya, is illusion. It's just a projection from your subconscious mind. So only pay attention to your state of mind. Close your eyes, make your inner experience of thoughts, feelings, mental imagery real, so real that your state of mind starts to elevate, that your state of mind begins to upgrade, that you start to feel happy, joyful, empowered, confident, and grateful simply by using your mind in these 3 meditative steps. So, I've already told you in so many of my videos on how to completely overcome your panic attacks. But if you still feel like you cannot do it alone, then I have my Gmail or my WhatsApp, my Telegram, my Viber, all linked in the description box down below. So message me and then we can get started right away. I will provide you one-to-one online coaching. Remember, sky's the limit once you truly know how to relax, imagine correctly, and feel the emotions of your desired imagination correctly. Right now, if you know anyone in your life who is completely suffering from anxiety, mental health, panic attacks, and who is just destroying his life because of all these red pill teachings, send them this video and save their life. Subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.